What is going on, crew? In this training, we're going to be breaking down the 4-step fix to meal prep like a boss. You guys ready to rock and roll? Let's get it. So, first thing we got to do before we get into all the steps is we have to understand that whenever we have a bottleneck or a constraint point in our life, it's usually because of a belief system that we have that probably isn't true. And so, in other words, we tend to feel resistance towards meal prepping because of an idea of what meal prepping is. That probably isn't true. Like maybe we saw somebody on Instagram or on TikTok making these elaborate, crazy meal preps, and we go, oh shit, that's meal prepping? Like, I can't do that. That's not for me. Or maybe like, back in the old days when like only bodybuilders used to meal prep and we'd see them just cooking like 20 chicken breasts and like a pound of white rice. Be like, ooh, gross. That's meal prepping? Forget it. And so we create these belief systems that turn into bottlenecks and constraint points in our lives. And the whole point of this training is to break those beliefs, because I'm a big believer that in order for us to grow as adults, it is a constant series of belief breaking for us to evolve and become a better version of ourselves. Another example might be like, I hear a lot, I just hate going to the gym, or I hate lifting weights. And it might be because an experience that you had where it was like really difficult, like maybe you were like lifting crazy heavy weights and got sore, injured, or you just went to like some crazy boot camp and you're like, this is going to the gym, forget it. Or maybe you went to the gym and it's like packed and you felt like everyone was looking at you and you were really uncomfortable with the idea of working out. So now resistance training or exercising is associated with that experience that you had, where there are so many different ways to do this. It doesn't have to be hard, crazy, extreme. The whole journey and the whole point of fitness is to find your path, is to find your way, and to flex that muscle, build your network, build your repertoire of exercises and recipes that you can just kind of throw together quickly and make sure that you get on the fast track. Okay, so that's my 2 cents on why we tend to resist these things in the first place. So before we go into the next steps, remember, the most important thing is to keep it simple, right? So whatever marginal benefit complexity may have, it means nothing if it forces you to quit after a month because it was just too much to keep up with. And so you don't have to cook a different meal for every night of the week. Like batch cooking is just so powerful. And that doesn't mean if you eat the same shit all the time. You can absolutely create variety, but variety doesn't need to be random either. We can have intentional variety when we're selecting our recipes for the week and we're going to the grocery store and we're getting ourselves organized. Just to give you a little anecdote, most fitness people, including myself, have 8 to 10 different recipes on rotation that they can throw together in 10 or 15 minutes because it's quick, it's easy, it checks all the boxes, and you don't have to think about it. It doesn't take a ton of bandwidth to put together the recipe because you've already done it a million times. You know what I mean? So the best thing that I recommend is to pick like 2 or 3 recipes that you can cook 2 or 3 servings of each, because for most people you're only working 3, 4, 5 days a week, so you don't have to batch cook 7 days a week. You don't have to meal prep on Sunday for next Saturday. We just have to get through your work week. And the best way to do that is to just have your go-to recipes that you can just throw together quickly and either make a couple servings of it or just make a one-off if you have a little time, and then just prep for your work days and don't worry about weekends and days off, because it's just going to be easier for you to just kind of make food as you go on those days. So what I want to do now is I just want to show you my little go-to. So all these are 15 minutes or less. These are the ones that I typically have on rotation. I want you guys to know that like everything that I do is protein focused, because protein is arguably the most important macronutrient for weight loss and muscle and all that. It also just so happens to be the hardest one to get, and so it does take effort. When we bring on a new client and we have them just track their food for a few days, almost every single person we bring on is only eating like 30, 40 grams of protein a day, and they're wondering why they don't have this toned body, And so we have to really prioritize protein and make sure that every single meal has a good amount of in there. a back of the napkin ratio that I think we should all try to go for is 10 grams of protein for every 100 calories. And so if your meal has 500 calories and you can get close to 50 grams of protein, you're doing all right. You know what I mean? And so that's like a great model for all of our meals we throw together. So my breakfast, like protein pancakes, oatmeal, protein powder and berries, veggie scramble with Ezekiel toast, just protein bar, low-fat string cheese, and a shake. So there's some like easy breakfast options that I like to go with. For lunch, just like a chicken and veggie wrap inside of like a Ezekiel tortilla with just some salsa. Good old-fashioned rice, chicken, and veggies with different seasoning. Ground beef, kidney beans, and veggies is a good one. Tofu, lentils, and veggies. So you'll notice that it's all lean protein and complex carbohydrates with a lot of veggies. And that's by design so that I don't sit here feeling hungry all day long, especially if I'm in a fat loss phase. Hunger management is so important when you're trying to lose fat. And so when you're constructing your recipes and your meals, make sure you got a ton of fiber in there, and it's complex carbohydrates and lean protein. So it's high volume food, but low calorie. So you feel full, but after your body sifts through all of the calories, there's not a lot in there, so you end up losing body fat. Win-win. And then dinners where I like to have some fun. Like my new wife and I just got married last week, which is crazy. But my new wife and I, we like to do Taco Tuesdays. We have a steak night once a week. We'll do pasta with like lean ground beef and pasta sauce, a lemon chicken. She likes to cook chicken curry. So like for dinners, when we come together a few nights a week, we like to have something like that. Also, don't be afraid to just get some frozen meals. Like grabbing a frozen meal at Trader Joe's or whatever grocery store you have access to is a great idea, especially if you have your calories and your protein already laid out for you. Not a bad thing. Okay, moving on. So step one, we have to determine your calories. So your calories are the basis of your meal plan. So once we know that number, we can then start to pick recipes and build up to your calorie ceiling. So if you don't have your calorie target already, then either A, you just started and you need it, and your coach is going to give it to you soon, or for whatever reason you don't have it, just go and Google TDEE calculator. That is your TDEE stands for total daily energy expenditure. And all you do is you just enter your age, height, and weight, and it'll give you a rough calorie ceiling for weight loss as a good starting point. So let's just say that we've determined that you need to be eating 1,500 calories a day for fat loss. Great. So now we know that we need a plan for 3 500 meals to get you that 1,500, or maybe you want to do like 3 400 calorie meals. You can have a 300 calorie snack. Like again, there's many ways we can make this happen. It doesn't have to be just like your standard breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you like more frequent meals, if you like bigger meals, but maybe just less frequent, you can do whatever you want to do, but the goal is to just make sure you don't blow past your calorie ceiling for fat loss. Does that make sense? So step one, we got to determine our calories. Step two, once we know our calories, we have to pick our damn recipes. So option A, you can just use the recipes inside of our app. This is a huge resource that I feel is being underutilized by our clientele. So go into the app, hit the plus button, and then go to meals, and then go to discover. That's it. The 3 steps. You go to the app, you hit the plus button, you hit meals, you hit discover, and boom. Like you see here on the right, you're going to have thousands, literally thousands of high protein, low calorie recipes that are all 15 minutes or under. We've already done the work for you. Like there's no reason that you should not be taking advantage of this crazy resource. It has everything you need. You can actually change the serving sizes. And so if let's say you want to make 3 servings, maybe you want to make lunch or dinner for your family, you just dial the servings up to 3, 4, 5, whatever you want, and it'll recalculate all of the ingredients and directions, and so you just follow along. But like this one, for example, pasta fredda, high protein, it's got 54 grams of protein, 48 grams of carbohydrate, and 16 grams of fat. It's already done for you. You can whip it up in 5 minutes, a total prep time of 10 minutes. You have a very satisfying, very filling, very nutritious lunch or dinner And I mean, you could batch cook that. You could make like 3 servings and just put 2 in Tupperware in your fridge, so you got lunch for you for the next couple of days. This is it. This is meal planning. Like, there's no big mystery or secret. It's just getting ahead of it and setting yourself up for success. The easiest way to do it is to just pick some recipes that look good and then just make them, have some fun. Or option B, do your own thing. Like, if you're like, nah, I like to cook, or, I just rather just kind of like, maybe get like a rotisserie chicken, or get some pre-made chicken breast, or 2 cans of tuna, and just kind of throw together some like quick things like that. That's totally cool too. And often I'll do that as well on some occasions. But, if you're struggling and you just need structure and you need guidance, don't resist this. Just get in the damn app, find some recipes. We have thousands. You can search them by like chicken or lunch or dinner or beef or like whatever you want. It's searchable, and just find something that look good and just go for it, and just pick them and print them out and bring them to the grocery store with you. And now you have your grocery shopping list, right? We typically recommend you pick 3 recipes, and that if you make 3 servings of 3 different recipes, that's 9 Tupperwares in your fridge. When you open up that fridge, you've got 9 options now. You're good to go. You know what I mean? And so that is the secret. That's probably the most important step. And then step 3, we're going to go grocery shopping with a purpose, right? We're not just going to aimlessly walk through the aisles throwing bagels and cream cheese and snacks in the grocery cart, and then, wondering why we're running to the pantry at 10 p.m. It's because you set yourself up for failure by getting it in the first place. So now we're going to grocery shop with purpose. You're going to pick a day. Usually it's our day off. You're going to have already gotten your three recipes. That you have your shopping list now, because your shopping list is essentially the ingredients of the recipes. And you're going to pick your day. You're going to go to the damn grocery store, and you're going to load up on things that you need to make your meals for the week. And then, of course, you're also going to grab other snacks like protein bars, low-fat string cheese, yogurt, eggs, whatever other little filler snacks or things that you want in the house. Obviously, get that as well. But you also want to make sure that you're getting the ingredients from the 3 recipes that you've picked, okay? And then last but not least, we got to just batch cook it. We just got to throw it together, make it real now, and put it in Tupperware. This is where most people get stuck. They would rather pull their phone out, search through Uber Eats food porn for 20 minutes, pick a disgusting meal that they're going to regret later, wait 15 minutes or 20 minutes for it to be delivered, and then eat it and spend more on that one meal than all their lunches would have cost for the entire week. And so you have to just make it happen, make it real, just go through the process. The more you do it, the less resistance you'll feel towards it, and the more normalized it'll be. I made a quick little video here kind of walking through. This was an Instagram post. I'm just going to show you guys. This is how you can meal prep 5 high-protein lunches for less than $15 in 15 minutes. You ready? Let's go. So we're gonna go with some lean ground beef. I like the Trader Joe's 96% lean. Then we're gonna grab our frozen rice. We're gonna grab our frozen veggies out of the freezer, and then we're gonna go for 2 cans of kidney beans. Okay, so first things first, let's get that meat cooking. While the meat is cooking, you're gonna go ahead and throw your rice inside the microwave, and then get a separate pot going for your veggies. Great. Once you flip that meat over, go ahead and dump the kidney beans inside of the meat. Go ahead and put the grilled vegetables inside of the same pot, and then you're going to grab that rice and you're going to put 2.5 cups. So you're going to have about a half cup of rice each day for this recipe. Let it finish cooking, let it simmer, partition it out inside of the Tupperware, seal it up, and voila, you have 5 400-calorie lunches with 40 grams of protein for less than $15. Look at you go. Come on. That's it right there. And voila, that is how it's done. You see what I'm saying? That was no joke. That was literally just 5 lunches, all combined was $20. And I threw that thing together in 15 minutes, just some seasoning, some salt and pepper, kidney beans, rice, ground beef, veggies, put it in a pot, throw it in your Tupperware, and you are good to go. That's it. That could be meal planning for a week. And you can do that one week, and then the next week you do it with chicken, or you can do it with shrimp, or like whatever. But you can grab some of these recipes out of our library, pick the ones that look the most appealing to you and the best, and then just do this. Just throw it all together and make it happen, right? And so there you guys go. So that is the secret, guys. So don't overthink it. discover through trial and error your 8 to 10 recipes that you have on rotation that you like, that give you enough variety. And it's a constantly evolving thing. They might be your favorite recipes right now, but then maybe next year there's completely different, and that's the journey we take. But the most important thing is we understand that in order for us to lose fat, we have a calorie ceiling. If we go over that calorie ceiling, we're eating more food than our body can metabolize, and we're going to gain body fat, period. If we stay under that calorie ceiling, we're gonna be eating less food than our body needs, and therefore it's gonna have to compensate for the energy difference through mobilizing fat stores. Make sense? So the calorie ceiling is number one. Calories are always king. Now, once we understand that number, we then go into picking some recipes for the week. So 5 minutes before you guys go grocery shopping, just think, all right, what are 3 recipes I'm gonna make this week? And then you get them, download them, 3 servings each, throw it together. It'll take you an hour, and you'll be set up for success. And I mean, I don't know, would you guys be mad at me if you made lunch for the entire week for $20 instead of spending $20 per day on food that's half as healthy? Probably not, right? So that's it, guys. That's how we meal plan like a boss, and make sure that you guys are set up for success. It's not complicated, but it does take effort and consistency. And hope that helps. I will see you guys soon.